When I saw a sign in Nusa Lembongan advertising a seaweed bath, I wondered, why on earth would anyone pay money to sit in seaweed? A few hours later, I was doing exactly that.
Welcome to Whisked Away by Angela. Here you'll come with me on all my adventures, both big and small, and see what inspires me along the way. There is always something about a day that really stands out, something that really sticks with me. So I head into the kitchen and I create a dish inspired by wherever the day leads me. If you love great food, new experiences, and living life fully, you are in the right place. And I'm so glad you're here.
While visiting Nusa Lembongan with my daughter, her friend, and my lifelong friend Becky, we spent the morning exploring the island. It's really beautiful, but it's small. So by lunchtime, we'd pretty much seen everything there was to see. I assumed we'd find another adventure together. Instead, Becky was ready for a nap, and the girls wanted to rent scooters and go shopping. And suddenly, I found myself with no plans, no one to do it with, and a completely open afternoon. Earlier that morning, while near the mangroves, I'd noticed a sign advertising something called a seaweed bath. No idea what a seaweed bath is, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Upon a recommendation, I called two of the island's most popular spas. Both were completely booked. That seaweed bath was stuck in my head. So I called the little spa near the mangroves. "Do you have room for one more?" They did, and they thought the salty kiss was exactly what I needed. So 30 minutes later, I was walking into their courtyard. The spa was called Aquam, and from the moment I arrived, I knew this wasn't going to be an ordinary spa day. They welcomed me with a drink and helped me choose the oils for my treatments. The entire property sat right along the beach with views of the ocean everywhere you looked. Heck, their yard was the sand. The experience began with a flower-filled foot bath. Then came a seaweed body scrub. The seaweed used here is called Katoni seaweed, and it's harvested right in Indonesia. I've seen it being dried along the road. It's naturally rich in minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants. But honestly, I wasn't thinking about the science. I was just enjoying every minute of being rubbed down with it. Now, if there's one thing you should know about me, it's this: I am a bath person. I mean a serious bath person. And when I say I love a bath, I mean I've been known to eat cake in my bathtub. It's my happy place, my safe place. If I'm stressed, cold, tired, overwhelmed, or just need to think, you'll probably find me soaking in a bath. So when they led me outside to this private room overlooking the ocean, and I saw this beautiful wooden soaking tub, I about fell over. I was in true love. Then I looked inside. It was a gorgeous crystal green and filled with seaweed. The seaweed felt surprisingly soft. It was actually silky. When it's soaked in warm water, it releases a jelly-like texture that feels incredible on your skin. The ocean breeze drifted through the room. The sound of the waves rolled in below me. And for the next 30 minutes, I completely lost track of time. Travel has a funny way of surprising you. The things you remember most are rarely the things that you plan. I never came to Bali looking for a seaweed bath, but somehow this unexpected afternoon became one of my absolute favorite experiences of the entire trip. After the bath came a deep tissue massage. Oh, and then a facial. The afternoon just kept getting better. The staff is wonderful. The setting is spectacular. And I left feeling completely refreshed. Back at my resort, I spent the afternoon relaxing by the pool. That evening, Becky and I headed out for a lobster dinner. And later, we sat down to play a game of cards, just like we did when our kids were little and we lived across the street from each other. What started as a disappointing change of plans turned into one of the best days of my trip. Not because it was extravagant and not because it was expensive, because it reminded me to stay open to the unexpected. Sometimes the very best adventures are the ones you never plan. If you ever have an opportunity to go to a seaweed spa and take a seaweed bath and a body treatment, you have to do it. It is something I'll never forget, and I'm actually going to be looking for another one to do again. So when we were driving through the mangroves to the spa, I kept seeing these little barons, which are little tiny restaurants or food stalls, and some of them or offering fried corn fritters. And in Indonesian, that is Perkedel Jagung, is a fried corn fritter, and it is an Indonesian staple. And that just stuck in my mind. That and the lobster dinner that Becky and I ended the night with. So I wanted to take that inspiration and bring it home. So today I have created a beautiful dish, Balinese corn fritters with chilled lobster salad and a coconut lime drizzle to go on top. Now let me warn you, this is a recipe that requires preparation. So let's start first with our lobsters. We're going to poach these in butter and water. So I want to get the meat out of them without tearing it up. And I'm just going to take a really sharp scissor and I'm going to run down the top half of the shell. And I'm going to take this cut all the way to the bottom into the tail piece so it releases. And then I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do the same thing along the bottom. And this will allow the meat to release much easier. And then you'll just peel the side away from the meat in one easy motion. There you go. Now we're going to poach our lobster. I have just enough water to cover the top of the lobster, and to that I have added 1 full stick of butter, and it's at a roaring boil. And I'm just going to add our 4 to 5 ounce lobster tails right into the water. And we're going to boil this gently for about 4 to 4.5 minutes, just until they are done. You'll see them turn a nice red and pink that indicates they're done. It's been 4 minutes. Our lobsters are pink, opaque, and ready to be tossed right into an ice bath, which will cool them down quickly and completely. I'm going to actually take this to the fridge and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes so they're completely cool before we put the lobster salad together. Our lobster is completely cool, looks beautiful. It's time to put together our salad. So the first thing that we want to do is to chop our lobster into bite-sized pieces. To the lobster, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of really good mayonnaise. We're gonna add a little bit of ginger. Oh, I don't know, about a tablespoon of finely grated ginger. So I have that in here with a tablespoon of finely chopped shallot. I'm gonna add 1 red pepper, and you should use a red bird's eye chili if you can find it. I couldn't find it, so I'm using a little bit of red jalapeno. I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of ground coriander. And here we go. This is the fun part. A tablespoon of lime juice, or about 1 teaspoon of lime zest. It calls for a tablespoon of fresh chopped cilantro. And I'm going to top it off with just a touch of salt. And we're gonna mix that all around. I'm gonna cover this and I'm gonna place it in our fridge until we're ready to use it. Now let's prep our corn fritters. These are so good, but they do need a little bit of prep. And the reason you do them early is because we're gonna let our combined mixture sit in the ice box or the refrigerator for up to 24 hours. That way we'll have a firmer mixture to work with when we go to fry it, and it'll stay together a little easier. Let's start. I have taken the corn off of the cob already, and I have taken 1 cup of it, and I'm going to put it into a small food processor. I'm going to put our blended corn into a large bowl, and I am going to add to it the rest of our corn kernels. Typical of many Indonesian recipes, I am making the flavor paste in the old-fashioned mortar and pestle. Now you can use a small food processor to make this paste, but I find that this is the most successful method for me. So in the paste, I have 2 shallots that have been chopped up, 2 garlic cloves. I have a tablespoon of fresh ginger that has been minced up. I have a tablespoon of lemongrass that has also been minced. And I am just pressing this all together to create a beautiful fine paste. Don't rush this part. I'm heating the pan here with a tablespoon of oil, and to that I am going to add our flavor paste. I'm going to cook it on medium heat for just about a minute, just until it's aromatic. I really want to bring those flavors out before I add it to our fritters. Now we're ready to put the corn fritters together. Let's take our bowl of corn. To that we're going to add our flavor paste that we have cooked for about a minute, and it is aromatic. Wow, it smells amazing. We're gonna add 2 chopped green onions. The original Indonesian recipe calls for 3 to 4 kaffir lime leaves. I couldn't find them anywhere. So I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of fresh lime zest. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of lime juice, touch of salt, a little white pepper. We're gonna add 2 eggs to our mix. I'm just gonna scramble those up in here. And then finally, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I also have the secret to the crunch of this recipe, which is 1 tablespoon of rice flour. And then we'll also in here is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm gonna put all of that into our fritter mix, and we're just gonna combine it. And as soon as it's completely combined, I'm gonna put a lid on this, and I'm gonna throw it into the refrigerator to sit. And you can leave this for up to 24 hours or until you're ready to fry. Our final prep is for our coconut lime drizzle. We're gonna take 1 cup of full fat coconut milk. We're gonna put it in a saucepan over medium-high heat. To that, we're gonna add our palm sugar. We're just gonna mix that around and heat it up. We wanna thicken this sauce so that it sticks to our lobster salad and our corn fritter. And to do that, I've made a slurry. I've used 1/2 of a teaspoon of cornstarch, and I've added 1 teaspoon of water, and I've just made a simple slurry. I'm gonna add that to our mixture, and we're just gonna cook this until it starts to thicken. It might take about 5 minutes to do that, but when the back of our spoon is coated, we'll know we're ready to go. And once it's off the heat, I'm gonna finish the sauce by adding about a tablespoon of lime juice, a pinch of salt, and I want a teaspoon of lime zest. I really want our sauce to stand out against the lobster salad and the corn fritter. So I'm gonna add just a touch of green food color, and it smells amazing. I can smell the coconut, I can smell the lime. It smells so fresh and tropical. I can't wait to try it. The final thing I'm gonna do is just add a touch of salt to our sauce just to finish it off. Mix that around, and we're gonna allow our sauce to sit and cool
until everything is ready and prepared. Let's fry our fritters. So I have a 1/4 inch of hot canola oil. This is on medium high, and this is what I'm going to fry our fritters in. I'm going to use a heaping 1/4 cup of our fritter mix. There we go. And I'm going to put it directly right into the hot oil. And then I'm going to pat this down just a little bit. I'm going to cook this 3 to 4 minutes so that it can get nice, golden, deep brown, and super crispy. Then we're going to flip it over and cook the other side until it's the same golden brown crisp. Our fritter is ready, so let's pull it out and we're going to drain it on paper towels. Get rid of all that grease. Yay, it's time to plate this beautiful dish. So I have our perfectly fried golden brown fritter warm and ready to go. And I've just taken our lobster salad out of the refrigerator and I'm gonna place a nice, healthy scoop of our lobster salad right on top of our fritter. Just like that. And now we're going to drizzle it with our coconut lime glaze. Oh, that smells amazing. Just like that. This is a very special dish that represents a very special day, and I'm going to be serving it to some very special company. Here's to a beautiful meal and a beautiful friendship. Thanks for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Let's try this taste of Bali.
Excited. That is really good, Angela. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't this taste like a spa meal?
Mm-hmm. It looks beautiful. It has like beautiful taste. Blends well.
Thank you, girl.
Awesome. Good job.
Until next time, eat deliciously, live fabulously, and thank you for letting me whisk you away.